Hello and welcome back to Bluebird Lane Creations. My name's Tiffany and it's time to get creative. Well, we are back and we're going to be finishing this blue journal today. I've got a fun new journal coming up that I'm going to share with you before the end of the video, and but I want to get this one finished. This is my very first journal. It's taken many more videos than I thought it would, which my friend Tanya at Tatty Treasures had told me it was going to. She knows her stuff, and it surely did. So I want to thank you guys for subscribing and joining me on my journey in making junk journals. I hope to do this for quite a while longer, and I would love if you're here for the first time, I would love if you hit that subscribe button and joined me. We had some new folks join just the other day, and that was Beck James, Night Angel 0515, and designs by Lou U, and that's the letter U at the end, Lou U. So thank you and welcome. I know I can't. I'm not able to mention everybody, but I certainly try to grab a few each time and give a personal thank you where I can. And the other way that I try to say thank you is to communicate with you guys in the comments. So leave me comments and let's get to know each other better and you know, have some fun back and forth. And I tend to try to be humorous. I'm probably not, but as long as I'm making myself laugh, I guess that's the important part in life, right? All right, well, we're just going to jump right in and get this thing finished. Then I'll do a final flip through because I did add some things off camera. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to add a few of these ruffles to this part of the book. Let's see, I don't know if this has a right or wrong side, but I think it's going to be like that. So I'm just going to add these here because my wraparound is going to be this, and I just wanted to add a little bit of an element that will tie that in, and you'll see where we're going with all this shortly. So I'm going to get out my Fabri-Tac, and let me see where I'm starting on this. I'm just going to about right here, make sure I have my Fabri-Tac flowing, and I'm just going to run a little bead of this all the way across, and I'm just kind of eyeballing that straight line based on the spine here. This is not on here straight, so I'm not using this. I'm just using the edge of my book as a guide on that. So we'll get that guy pressed on there. Now my next one, I'm not overlapping with that. I'm just going to put next to it, and I'm just looking at this to make sure that that's what I want. I don't know, I kind of think one is enough there. Let me just make sure that this is straight with that edge. I wish I had done a dangle on, but you know, it's just with the signatures in the way, now it's too late. But that's something I definitely am going to consider before my next journal gets too far, is to make sure to put a dangle on the spine. There's probably another way to do it. So let's save this for now. I could change my mind and come back to that. Now, I did tell you guys at the beginning that this particular journal does have a religious premise to it, and I did make this cross to go on here. This is, I did 4 die cuts of black cardstock, and the black cardstock is thick. It was like 120-pound black cardstock. So there are 4 of those, and then I had this kind of gold textured paper. It's really pretty, and I had gotten it probably at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and it's just been sitting in a drawer. So I used a piece of that and cut it out and glued that on top. Then I had a little wood cross in my stash. I definitely got that at Michael's, I'm sure. and then a little button that I had in my stash. So I'm going to be attaching this right here at this upper corner. I think before I do that though, I'm going to put on my book corners. So I have these, they're kind of a gold brass color, and I'm going to be pushing those onto the corners. So I'm gonna be using a bit of hot glue here, which I've had warming up off screen. So let me just get that little bit of excess off so that we can get this going. And I'm just gonna fill this up to the edges and make sure I don't have any pages stuck there. And get this, now it looks like it's oozing out, but I just want it on there real firm. And it's okay if it pushes a little out. We'll just get rid of that. We'll clean it up after it dries. All right, that's good. Where are my scissors? I just pushed a little bit of fabric out there, so that's perfect. Let's do another one of those. It's looking pretty good. Hot glue strings everywhere. Got a little bit up on my fabric, but I think once it's dry, I'll be able to clean that up a little bit too. All right, so those look good and snug. Let me tighten these down. I'm just pushing in with my thumbs. You can use some sort of clamping tool. And then I'm going to go do these back ones as well. Hope everybody's having a good week. This will be airing on Wednesday, and Wednesday is my final day in my 5 days off of work, and I can tell you that it has been productive. Just getting a lot of filming caught up and getting a lot of things planned. And I really like when that works out because, you know, we had President's Day off, which was Monday, and I took Tuesday off because I naturally have Wednesday off. That's just my natural schedule. And so gotta make sure not to get any of those in this corner. And so anyway, that made me end up with a 5-day weekend. So there's been a lot of filming, a lot of creating, and a good amount of cleaning, like housework. I'm kind of doing my spring cleaning, changed my decorations from Valentine to St. Patrick's. Yes, I'm one of those people that decorates, even in a small amount, just kind of decorates for each holiday. Nothing overboard. I'm not like decorating the whole outside of my house or putting up lights or anything. I just enjoy having things on my shelves and, you know, flowers that are, if it's Valentine's Day, I put red and pink flowers around, you know, the fake flowers. And, you know, I tend to grab things when they're on discount after the holiday to use, you know, the next year or whatever. Nothing overboard. All right. That's pretty good. And we'll go back to the front, make sure my ruffle didn't move in all of that. Okay, let me get rid of some of these little balls of hot glue that are sitting around. Now, let me see about this guy. I have a really cool closure coming up, and I'm really, really excited to share it with you guys. trying to decide if I want to hot glue. I think I'm going to Fabri-Tac this on because this, I think it'll hold really well. So we're going to get a little bit of Fabri-Tac going here. I don't want a ton because I don't want it oozing out, but I also want enough for it to really grip and do a good job holding it in place. Okay. And what I'm gonna do, just gonna reach for like a little piece of scrap cardboard, something I can tear down and use to clean up the edges just a little bit. So I'm just kind of going around where I see the glue really oozing, and I'm just gonna try to pick some of that up. I'm wondering if I shouldn't have used hot glue, but we'll see. Hot glue would have, you know, in this situation, it just sets faster. The Fabri-Tac is going to hold really well once it sets, but, you know, you've got that... extra right here. Okay. Just going to kind of hold down the ends. I think it was curved a little bit, so it's pulling up at the very, well, mostly the two arms here. And you know what? I'm pulling it up. I know this is scary. Okay. I had a change of plans because I was going to put a piece of cloth over the top part here. Bear with me. I'm going to use hot glue with this because I wanted to put this piece of lace here on the back just to show a little over the top, and I forgot. So now I'm going to go back with some hot glue and we'll glue this on. I don't know if mixing these two glues is, you know, something that should be done, but we're doing it. Okay. Now to get it back in the exact same place that we were in, that's the tricky part. Okay. Okay, this will set really quickly, which will be nice. So I'll have to do some doctoring on this little, I don't know if you can see this, if I can demonstrate here, but the top, because of the piece I put behind here, this top is going to struggle to stick down. So I can try to put a little hot glue, bumping my camera. Let's see if I can do this without bumping the camera. Put a little bit more hot glue down in there. But I'm probably going to be making a bigger mess of things, to be honest. So I'm just kind of working it down. And then I'm going to stick that, and I will do as best of a cleanup job on this as I can. Sometimes things don't work out perfectly, and I think that's why I procrastinated finishing this so long, because I have such a fear of, like, it's the cover and it's almost done. What if I mess it up, you know? But I have to remind myself that this is real life, that I'm crafting this from my heart. And realistically, like, no one's gonna notice my mistakes more than I will. So, you know, the hot glue sticking out here, we can go back and clean that up. Hot glue is super easy to clean up. And the person I'm gifting this to is not even going to look at that. Like, that will be the last thing that that individual notices. It's just me wanting to be perfect. So, just taking my nail, and I'm kind of, you could take like a little X-Acto knife. You'd have to be careful that you don't cut into the fabric, though. Just kind of cleaning up those edges. Okay, good enough. We're going to stop there. I'm not going to fuss with it anymore. So we've got that part done. And now I'm going to introduce you to something that I'm super duper excited about. I'm reaching off screen because I got to release it from the ribbon. Okay. We're always looking for really cool new ways to close things. And what I have come up with, this was a mention on Amazon for something I might be interested in, which was very weird because I don't wear sweaters. But look at this. This is a sweater clip. What a sweater clip is when you're wearing a shawl or a sweater that doesn't have closures on it, you undo these clips, they grab onto the fabric and they snap shut, and then you do it on both sides of your, of your shirt, your sweater, and it holds it in place over your shoulders. So I saw these, and there are different kinds, and you have to kind of look at the clip. If there's a bump on the back of it, it may not sit as flat as you want, but these kind, I got like 4 of these for $6.99. I mean, they're so cheap. So look up sweater clips or cardigan clips on Amazon. I will link to these ones in the description that I bought. I believe they were $6.99 for 4, but I'll look it up and I'll put the link in so you can see it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the clips here. And I'm not going to lie, they're a little tough to open when you first get them. You need to kind of work them a little for them to become looser. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and clamp it onto my ruffle. Okay, see how great that is? So now this ruffle has elastic in it, so I don't really need to leave a bunch for if the book gets filled more. You might want to leave extra so that they can tie it or whatever. In this case, I don't really need to do that, but I can leave a little bit and just fold it back on itself. And let me see here. Let's get this clip in the right place. And then just put it in there folded and clamp it down. So I'm going to find exactly the sweet spot here so that it holds the book shut good and tight. And I'm just folding it back on itself and figuring out where I want that to close. And I think this is going to be it. So let's get that other end in there. Isn't this so fun and different? You can find these at estate sales. Ask your grandmothers if they have anything like this. But that's it. Like, it's just this little sweater clip, cardigan clip, shawl clip. They're called, you know, they've got a few different names, but it's going to stay on there. It's, you know, nice and sturdy. And then this will allow a little bit of room for this to grow. And certainly, you know, you can make this tighter just by folding it under more. I just, you know, or fold both sides so that they both look, you know, the same thickness. But then when the person's opening, and they can open either side, they're just, you press down right here and you pull up, and that's it. So I just thought that was clever, and I decided I wanted something really pretty for this book because it's got a lot of ornate things in it, and then the beautiful butterfly really goes with the butterflies inside. So I'm going to take this off for just a moment, and let's go ahead and just do a little flip through together. Here, I'll leave this in the side so you guys can see it. So fun. All right, so we have our cover done now. I did add some little dangles in the off time, and these are 3 initials that this person, I'm sure if they're watching, they've figured out who this is already. And I know I've told some of you guys in the comments. So, but these are some initials that will make sense to the person that I'm giving this to. And let's just do our little flip through. This is my first flip through. So we'll just, I don't know how fast we're going to go here, but we'll get through it. So this was our first page that I did, and I stuck this little journaling card in there. So cute. We ended up putting some gold embossing on this bird, and we used a few, you'll see this a few times in the book, these little applique cutouts or lace cutouts that were probably off of a garment. This book, I did a hidden spine, so the signatures were sewn to a piece of, just a little piece of cardboard, like cereal box or something, and then I put this piece of fabric over top of it and then sewed it to that so that when I put it in here, the fabric would lay down and cover everything. So that's done in one of my videos. I left quite a bit of writing space in this one, so you'll see little cards. We put one of our paper ruffles here, and this gal, one of our little cupcake liner embellishments. This I just glued down to the page. There's no pocket, and we did some of the lace flowers here. Super fun little postcard that I glued down as a pocket and filled with different size ephemera. Pretty much most of the pages that have the blue lace on them are pockets, and I didn't put anything in these because the person I'm gifting it to, I'm hoping that they'll add little letters or notes that maybe they write outside of having the journal with them, and tuck those in there. We did some embossing on the edge of some of the pages, and I went back and did the opposite sides as well. This is not a pocket. This is just glued down to the page for decoration. We did this here, just a picture. It's all glued down. Isn't that pretty? Very ethereal. More of that floral lace. I don't have very much of this, and so I was just using it up. Couple of ephemera pieces there with another one of those cupcake embellishments. I had made this paper out of a rolled map that I got at an estate sale. Got our little tabs and charms throughout. Lots of journaling space. Here's another pocket. I did 2 laces on this one. This one is a little corner tuck. It's open on the top and the side. Lots of journaling space here. This was that freehand embossing pen that we did on the edge of this page. And we've got a couple belly bands that we did a video of. This is just a little like a deli sack, and I did some stenciling on it to give it something extra. I glued down some of these prayer cards in the journal in various spots. I did some stenciling on this. This is probably deli paper, shiny on one side. It might be onion skin, but I don't think onion skin has this shine on it. So I'm going to say deli paper. Some of this paper, I don't even know what it is because I pick it up outside of its original packaging, you know. Did a little top tuck with the cupcake liner here for a couple journaling cards. This is a pocket that doesn't have lace on it. We've got a couple tucks here, tag and a card. I love this. Someone gifted me this and I reused it on here, this little wax seal, and I wish I could remember who it was, but so cute. Some more journaling space, some more stencil. So this is where we freehanded embossing pen on these butterflies, and boy, they just come off the page. Got some Tim Holtz people in here. Our paper ruffle at the top. This was just a little doily and picture that I put in there. Another one of our paper ruffles, and I did put a couple cards in this one. Oops, skipped a page. Another one of our belly bands that we did where it has that lace kind of peeking out. Now this is not a pocket here, but it does have this little corner pocket on the other side. I love how this turned out with this gold leaf in there. I'm going to have to pick up some more of these leaves if I can find them. They're really pretty. Did some blue eyelash trim on this. Got a little tag I embellished a little bit further than some of the others. It has a little prayer on it, and then it has one of the Tim Holtz children. Hopefully my mom, oh, I just slipped. Okay, it's for my mom, don't tell. Hopefully she doesn't get creeped out by these Tim Holtz characters. Well, I guess now I can tell you that these beads at the bottom are my initial, Tiffany, my sister Crystal, and my brother Michael. So it's our little initials down there. So the cat's out of the bag. I don't know that she's watching yet, but maybe. So we've got this little pocket full of goodies. I had intended this to be a journaling card, but instead I ended up gluing it down for a pocket. I like the way that looked. These are just some blank pages for journaling, more of the paper ruffles, and this is all glued down here. So this was a vacuum bag, and I just ended up not liking the way that it looked, and so I really wanted to kind of cover it on both sides. So I did a little something here and a little something here, and it has the pocket. So, you know, if you don't like it, cover it up. Got another little tag tuck there. Paper ruffle. Some more little ephemera here. Ruffle at the top. That's just pretty. I just really like how this turned out. A tag and some other little inserts. And one of our paper ruffles. This is just some tissue paper that I had. Again, this is the other half of that bag, and I just wanted to kind of cover it up a little bit. I had this heart that I was kind of fooling around with something I was doing on Valentine's Day, and so it was kind of extra. I was going to tear it up and use it in collaging, but I just, since I had used it in other parts, decided to put the heart down in here just as it was. So I thought that was cute. More journaling spots. I love these Tim Holtz little kind of like carnival photos, the little things you paid like $1 or $2 to get 4 photos out of the machine. I love them. Here's another one of those double lace pages where I stacked the white and the blue lace together. Another one of our paper ruffles. A couple tags in the back here. And then I finished off the back with this little pocket and a couple cards tucked in there and some photos. So you can even journal on the back of these, and I hope that takes place. Another one of those gold leaves. So, oh my goodness. Can we say it's done? It's it's like bittersweet. I'm like, is it done? Do I need to go back through and add more? I don't know how did you guys feel after your first journal, or maybe you haven't even done one yet. Let me tell you, it's a little I don't want to say intimidating. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a little, I don't, oh, I just took that straight off my jump ring. Oh boy. Let me see if I can get that back on there while we're here. I was going to close this up so you could see it. Okay. Just, I have a little tool here that will close that right up. Let me see. These are real moments. I could have edited it out and I didn't. I'm just leaving it. Let me see if I can get my other one. And we're just going to see if we can close this up a bit. There. Now it won't come off. Okay. Sorry, I wanted you guys to have a final view of it, like all done. I told you these are kind of tough to open the first few times that you do it. You have to really push on them. So, but once they're open and closed a few times, they definitely work better. Okay, let's clamp that in there. And position that. And there we have it. Beads at the bottom. It's all done. I have one in the bank. So, well, I don't know how I feel. Like doing my very first journal almost unedited on YouTube in front of everybody was intimidating, but I had so much amazing support. So I'm thankful. The encouragement and support that I've had from all of my subscribers, other content providers that have been just absolutely amazing. So I would really appreciate it if you've enjoyed this, if you subscribe to my channel. I do have a giveaway going on. I posted it on, let's see, I'm trying to think what day it was. I think it was the 19th. You'll see it. It's a yellow master board created by my friend Lena at Junk Journals Craft Lena on Etsy. And she's collaborating with me on a giveaway that I'm doing to get to my 1,000 subscribers, which I think is going to happen pretty quickly. So go take a look at that giveaway. And then, if you're enjoying things like this, I would really appreciate it if you took the time to leave a comment or hit the like button. Those things help encourage my video to pop up for other people that might be interested in these similar things. So it really does help the YouTube algorithm for those comments and likes and subscribes to take place. So it's really, it means a lot to me when you guys take the time to do that. So I'm going to set my blue journal aside here. Now, actually, I'm going to move it out of screen because I have something so cool to introduce to you. This is going to be my next journal, and I'm really excited. There's no one specific in mind that I'm giving this to at this point, so I am just making this with my own intentions, which I think is kind of cool. I have printed out the entire kit. The kit is from Janie, let's see, I think it's Janie, oh, I just forgot. janeybjournals. I'm gonna put it in my description, a link to her Etsy shop if you're interested. I don't know her. I found this while I was browsing around, and it's one of those things that just like, wow, it was a showstopper for me. So I'm gonna flip through here and show you what we're working with. I know a lot of people have asked for a junk journal to be made entirely of kind of junk stuff, and I think I will do that eventually. But being new to this, it's very helpful for me to have a theme. when I have digitals like this, it helps me have a color scheme to pick out different lace or to make a master board from. The different things, this helps me, and I am new. So I think as I get more comfortable, I am going to branch out and do those other things. So I do hope you stick around for that. So let's go ahead and do a flip through. You're going to see I printed, so I shrunk to fit these to my page, and it left a border like this, which is fine. I'm going to cut those borders off. But on the reverse side, I printed it to fill the whole page, which cuts off some of the art. But I don't have to worry about with tags and other things, you know, if it's going to the edge of the page. And whatever I cut off, like this strip, is going to have that print on it. I'm going to use those in my masterboard creations or as elements and embellishments and such that I make. So every piece will hopefully get used. So I fell in love with this pinks and grays. It's got little hidden dragonflies in it. You'll see some bees down the way, which to me speaks Outlander, but that's just a movie that, or I mean, it's a book series that I fell in love with, and then they made a movie on Stars, like a series on Stars. So little dragonflies in here. I love these birds and all of the flowers. So I'm just going to flip them and go through. Now, I won't worry about going over the backs with you because all of them are printed face up, and then I reprinted things to make the backs colored. So we've got some feather elements in here, butterflies, a lot of different flower types, and again, you've got those birds. Here again, we've got dragonflies, butterflies. Here's one of the bees. Got a little bee down there, and the feathers. And I love how there's like this scriptiness throughout the prints. So here's another one with a butterfly. You've got a little hummingbird over here. There's just, every time I look at these, I see something else hidden in the background, maybe in a lighter shade. So this is roses on each side, and as you fold it in your book, they'll be in different parts of the book, but I thought those were really pretty. This one's got more of the roses and that script on it. It kind of really has a marble effect to the background. It's just really beautiful. And I do see some wings in here, so I think there's some little dragonflies or something in the background. So this is one of the background pages. Let's see. And it's just got a lot of flowers and such on there. This one has little butterflies and flowers, and she repeated the pattern throughout the page, and then we've got some script over top here. And again, I just picked, you're going to see all these backgrounds here, so we'll just keep going through them. More butterflies in this one and flowers. So if I don't use these in the journal as a page, I can always use these to make other items. So this one's got that little hummingbird. It's got bees and butterflies and flowers. This light pink one's so pretty. You can see the bees and the butterflies. It's almost the same as the one we just looked at, but it's just a light shade of pink. And you can see in the background, I don't know if these are dragonfly wings or what, but some really pretty background. This is gorgeous. I can use this in so many projects, like not just this, but it's got the little stamps in here, some really elegant handwriting and flowers. Just beautiful. And this is that same page in the gray. Then we've got this really light floral. It's got roses. You can see the petals, but it's super light. Now we get to the fun thing. So those were all of the pages, pages and backgrounds. Now she gifted, in this kit, there's just a huge amount of ephemera. And I like how the tags come in all of these different shapes and sizes. So just amazing. And then I picked a pattern to print on the back. So when I take this tag out, it'll have this on the back. So these are little journal cards. These are small ones, probably 2x3s if I had to guess without measuring. Just smaller versions of pieces of the bigger, which I really liked. Now we've got a tag that it folds at the top, so you can create like a little notepad or something with that. All these different tags in different sizes, and I backed with one of those pink papers. This one I didn't have to back, but I did. We've got some corner pockets, some tickets, these two little kind of labels, and then this one journal card or ephemera piece. You could even do a cluster on top of this and have that be your background. A beautiful little envelope, and what I love is her attention to detail. So instead of giving you know, another one of these, she actually trimmed it here so that you know this is the bottom part of the envelope. When you're folding in the back, you don't accidentally cut off the wrong side. So she cut this for us. So this will be your top flap, and this will be the part that you glue to these sides. So I just think that's kind of cool. I really liked this circular piece here. And then you've got another kind of journaling card. I love the feathers used in this, and we'll probably use some real feathers. I was complaining about them the other day being all over my desk, and here I am working on the next project that's going to have feathers. I love feathers. I love anything that looks soft and magical. So dragonflies, butterflies, birds, bees. I just really fell in love with this entire kit. So here's a sheet of postcards, which are just beautiful. Just thought that was really, really pretty. And I put one of the lighter ones on that since they're so ornate on the other side. And then we've got these giant tags. These are probably, what are these? Like 6.5 inches. Big tags. So there's 3 of them on this page, and then I just backed them with something really pretty. So that is the kit that I'm going to be using as I move forward in my next journal, that I will continue to film my journal making on Wednesdays. That's the day that I have dedicated to journal making. So I wanted to give you guys this preview. Now, one of the things I had been asked in some of the comments is to walk you guys through my thought process. So I am going to tell you a little bit right now. When I was printing this kit out, I chose to fit to size for this, which left these borders. The reason I did that is because I wanted all of the art to show. Now, it also let me know which side is the upside of the page. So I had on one of mine, and I don't know which, I had put a little dot in one of the corners to try to figure out which side of my printer was going to be up and down, so that I knew how to put it back in. Because I now know in my printer, if I want this to print on the back side, I have to put this top, so I don't want it upside down. The top part has to be away from me in my printer and face up, and then it will print the back side face up. So I had to learn how to do that, and that's why I chose to do it this way. The other reason, like I said, when I get ready to trim these things out, especially the pieces back here, I have all of this extra wasted white paper. Well, it's not going to be wasted, because on the back I have printed part of the kit full page, fill the page with it, and I'm going to have all those extra pieces to make master boards or little embellishments and such with. So that is my thought process right now. So I am going to this time, whereas I forgot to think about that on my first journal, I'm going to do more sewing around the pages, or, you know, if I need to create some sort of sewn on flap that might go all the way out of the book, I can sew that on while I'm doing the edge. Things like that. I need to think about those things and plan a little bit before I put this in the journal. So I will be going over, you know, paper selection and things like that. This one's definitely going to have a little more of the white color. I have some really cool white braille paper that I'm super excited to use that my friend Angela at To Restore You gifted me in one of our exchanges. I've got a lot of white lace and things, whereas I was using the creams and tan colored items for the other journal that was more vintage. I will get to use more of the soft white feathers and things like that in this one. So with that being said, I think we're close to the end here. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on my first journal journey. It was wonderful. I have no regrets, and I'm just glad to be finished with one. I feel like now I can say, oh yeah, I'm a journal maker. Before it was like, well, I'm a journal maker, but I've never really made one. So now we're past that. Now I'm a journal maker, and you guys were here at the beginning of my journey. So thank you guys so much. I just appreciate you guys so much. Talk to me in my comments, please, because I love responding and getting back to people. And I feel like I've developed quite a few little fun relationships in that, and we'll just get to know each other as we grow. Who knows where this will be? Maybe one day I'll have, you know, 50,000 subscribers, but I guarantee you I'm going to remember the names of the ones that, you know, I talked to in the beginning, because you guys are what's making it fun for me to get started and continue and giving me that encouragement. So bless your hearts. I'm so thankful for you. All right, you guys, have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you back here on Friday. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.